Hey everybody, it's File Under Action. We are back with some more Diablo 2 Resurrected. We're continuing our beginner playthrough, guide, stream, walkthrough.
Greetings.
What do you want to call it? I don't know what you want to call it, but we're beginning that thing that we said we were doing. We have got our Stealth Rune Word, which gives us a nice little power boost. We've got our Leaf Rune Word, which gives us a nice big power boost. We've just got some other junk. And so, whatever we've been able to find, but we've got the sort of core of our build started, our early game build. And now we are just, we finished the Arcane Sanctuary and got the waypoint for the Canyon of the Magi. We need to enter Talrash's tomb, put the staff, the Herodric staff, there it is, into the slot in the tomb, and then kill the boss that is there, and we are off. It'll be Duriel, that'll be the boss. We're off in business, but there we go. There's our firebolt damage, there's our fireball damage. I'm actually gonna swap my main skill to fireball, and then my secondary skill to static field.
It is an honor to serve you.
And yeah, that's what we got. We're off in business. Yeah, because this does so much damage now that it's got to be my main skill. So yeah, let's check our quest tab. If you remember from the last session, our symbol will update. So it was a triangle, now it's this little circle with the smiley face underneath it. So the Canyon of the Magi map is the same every time. So I'm going to pull it up here. It's in the same order. The symbols are going to be in the same order. So this particular symbol is far right. So we're going to go in and we are going to go into the Canyon of the Magi. We're just going to go straight to the right, and we are going to go into that tomb. So here we go. We are off and running. Oh, that might be worth something. No. Alright. I gotta remember that I switched my spells around. So the only problem right now is we are mana hungry. But we can basically one-shot anything we want. Oh, I missed it. So we do a ton of damage. Here, I'll let you take care of them. Ton of damage. And if we can land 2 hits instead of just 1, then that'll be really good for our mana efficiency. Just let him deal with that. Nice. Let's check our amulet. Replenish life. I'd rather have the cold resist, I think, because we're getting replenished life from our prayer merc, and it's already pretty good. We are headed to the right. Let's see, there is the symbol. That means this is the tomb. So in we go. Alright, so I have on my... Let's kill this guy. Whoops. Boom. You're dead. On my character, I have a... Where is it? +2 to mana after each kill. Fireball costs 10 mana, so if I kill one guy with it, I get 2 back. That's a net minus of 8 mana, right? If I'm able to kill 5 guys with 1 fireball, then that's a free fireball, but that's unlikely to happen. So, but we're just trying to be as efficient as we can. Oh, a Grand Scepter. Our first set item. I believe that's our first unique... we haven't had a unique either, I don't think. This is like not a very good item, and it's a paladin item, so it's not very good to us either, for us either. It's like fine for like, I don't know, if you're doing a mace class, what do you call it? Mace class barbarian. You're building that. It's fine for that, but otherwise it's not very good. And it's definitely not good for our use. I actually don't even know if we can equip it. Okay, we can. We have enough strength, but it requires a lot of strength for a low-level character. So off we go. Just re-up our frost armor. Probably going to be a lot of guys around here somewhere. Oh, hello. Nice. Nice. So you can see I'm killing these guys in one shot. Unless they have extra health. Take a mana potion, take a mana potion. Sit down! Alright, so that's the end of that. Basically, I'm just going around the edge of the map looking for the tomb. That's it. Once we find the tomb, we will pop the staff in there and, you know, make our way. Check that amulet, see what it is. Magic Find is nice. I think I'd rather have the cold resist for what's coming up. If it were, whoops, if it were like 17%, I might take it, but 7% is just not that much. Alright. What was that shrine? Is that a mana shrine? No. If it's a mana shrine, I'd grab it, but it's a health and I'm full health, so it doesn't make any sense. Might end up needing the health shrine here pretty soon. Take that. Off we go. I mean, my health's gonna recharge fast enough that I don't really need it. We'll just pop a potion and then pick up the other one. That's nice. Just working our way around. We're gonna re-up our frost armor, frozen armor. You'll notice I'm trying to keep my distance. Oh, a tier rune, nice. So tier runes are good because you can put them in anything and it'll give you plus mana after kill. So if you get like a 3-socket helm, you can just pop, 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 and that's plus 6 mana every kill. So it does help with negating some of the mana struggles that you have early in the game, but it's not a be-all end-all solution because I got hit a lot there. Right. Stay to the right. Man, these lightning are messing me up. Pick that up. Am I full on? Yes, I am. Alright, we're still going to need a mana potion, a health potion. Stay to the right. It's ethereal. I was going to say if it had 2 open sockets or 3 open sockets, we would use that for our next rune word. We'll talk about that next rune word after we clear this area, clear this act. Nice. We're just about to level up. One good strategy to have when you're like there's a lot of enemies like this is to try to funnel them into a I'm gonna pick that up. Try to funnel them into like a choke point, and then you could use your AoE to burst them down. So that's nice. We'll save this for later. I will show you why when we get there. Alright. Continue on. Alright, we leveled up, got our mana back. Beautiful. We'll keep doing vitality, give us some more life. We've got our teleport. We don't really need to put any more skills in teleport. We will buff teleport as we go, and that will reduce the mana cost. So we're just going to stick with Fireball for right now. I'm not going to go with Enchant. I am going to go with Blaze because by the time we hit 24, we want to be grabbing Meteor. So we need 1 point here, 1 point here. So level 21, level 22, and then I guess we could do it level 22 and 23, and then at 24 we'll hit Meteor. Let's see, does that just one socket? If it had 2 or 3, we would probably be able to use it. Let you go in and tank. No problemo. Still looking for another mana potion. So almost 200. We're averaging over 200 damage. Really good. Here is the point where we're going to add the staff. We're after. Is there anybody over here? No, no, no. Alright. We need to make room for our staff. I cannot press buttons right now. So we're going to drop the staff in the orifice. It does its thing. Everything's gonna light up. It's gonna shoot a laser over here and open up to our next area where the act boss will be. There it goes. Also, if you haven't disabled the shaking, it'll shake a whole bunch. I hate the shake, so I disabled it. But it'll shake a whole bunch. All right, we're gonna go back to town to prepare for this boss battle. This is, for new players, this is the toughest boss battle you will have in the game, period, for new players.
Yes. Greetings.
So, I'm going to give you some things that you can do to prepare for this. It is not a, like, one-size-fits-all kind of thing, but it will help. And it's not a guarantee that it's going to, you're going to have an easy go of it, but it will help. Let's transmute these. We're just going to get our inventory nice and clear. Tier rune can go here. We're going to keep the thawing potion. That can go there. Okay, beautiful. Alright, so we're going to buy a handful of thawing potions. So the reason why, we are going to fight Duriel. Duriel is very fast himself. He does a lot of melee damage, but he also has an aura, which is called Holy Freeze. What that does is it'll freeze you for a short amount of time, so you go slow. It's devastating for melee characters because you're slower, you attack slower, you walk slower, you attack slower. So you can't. It's bad for range characters because it's hard to get away. It's bad for melee characters because they attack a lot slower. And so it's just a devastating aura. We're going to drink some thawing potions, which will help mitigate some of the damage from Holy Freeze. So just like the antidote potions, it gives you 50 cold res, and it does that for 30 seconds per potion you drink, and they stack, so you can drink 3 potions. It's a minute and a half. 4 potions is 2 minutes, so on and so forth, whatever. But the important thing to remember is it's going to mitigate some of that cold damage. It will not prevent us from getting frozen. We're still going to get frozen. It's still going to happen. And it's not going to prevent us from taking that physical damage, which is still a lot of physical damage. And so it's still a really tough fight, but at least you can drink those thawing potions to help you out. So I'm going to get 8 thawing potions, 4 for me, 4 for my merc. And we're going to have those. and then we're going to do our best. I am going to open up a town portal here as well, so that way if we do die, which I shouldn't, but we'll see, who knows. I don't want to get too cocky. But if we die, then we can just immediately come right back here. I don't have to travel all the way through from the waypoint all the way back to my corpse. So we'll just, come right back here. All right, we are in business. What we're going to do is we're going to drink 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to drop these 4 off here. 2, 3, whoops, 3, and 4. And you can see my cold res is up to 85, and his cold res is up to 85. So we've got big cold res. Here we go. Now I'm going to use my static field to get his health way down. So I'm going to RRR. Come on, get in there. There we go. R. See how devastating static field is? I'm gonna drink some mana potions. Got him. No problem. Easy peasy, right?
I'm overboard.
Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. But I will say, so you just static field does 20% of their maximum health current health in damage. So you just a quarter health, and so it's less effective the more you use it, but it gets their health way down. Just casting it, 4 or 5 times, way down, and then you use your regular skills to finish the job. And so static field is kind of broken on against bosses in normal. It's not as effective in nightmare because I believe you can only get them down to a quarter health with static field, and then what is it? Why my words escape me? Hell, you can only get them down to 50%, I think. Don't quote me on that. But you can. It's a very good skill in normal for getting bosses. It's still a very good skill. It's still really useful even in nightmare and hell. But if you're running a melee character, you don't have static field, so you're gonna have to smack him, and it's difficult to smack. He's difficult to smack when you're slow, when you're frozen. So, all right, we're gonna make our way into the chamber. We're gonna find our friend. I thank you for my freedom.
I thank you for my freedom.
All right, so we freed Tyrael.
Diablo and Bale have escaped me.
He gave us a portal
Next
back to
time,
town. We'll talk to
vengeance.
Mr. Deckard. Identify the stuff he dropped.
Hello.
Nice. Is this any better than what I have? I don't even know if you can equip that.
To good use.
Not really.
put that
Slightly,
to
but not
use.
really. This, I think, might be better than what he has. So big defensive boost. You can see 21 to 83. Faster hit recovery is nice. The mana does not matter. Enhanced defense, that's already on there. Instead of lightning and fire res, he'll get poison res, which is roughly the same. I'd probably rather the lightning and fire, but it's not that big of a difference. So yeah, we'll go ahead and swap that.
I'll put that to good use.
We'll sell those. Beautiful. I'll put that to good use. Drop off our chip skull. And we need to... We'll grab a mana potion in the next map. There we go. We did it.
Greetings. You have done... Good day.
Alright, now we gotta go talk to Mashif, and he's gonna take us across the ocean. Whoops, I went the wrong way. He's down here on the bottom right.
Greetings, Gerund.
Quest complete. Off we go to the next area. I'll let you watch your own cinematics. You can look them up. It's up to you.
Greetings.
All right, this is
Welcome to
this dude
Koros,
repairs
Doc.
stuff. Now, starting here, if you are looking for bases for rune words, like low-level rune words, starting in Act 3, you cannot buy any white items. They do not have white items anymore. Only blue items. So no matter what it is, you have to get those from Act 1 or Act 2. You cannot buy white items, which will take rune words from, or gray, I guess, if they're socketed, from the Act 3, 4, or 5 vendors. So just a heads up. Let's go talk to Ormus. We'll grab a mana potion. Fill that up. Don't need any health potions, so we're good there. Alright. Nope, none of these are any better than what I have.
I've not.
Excellent. So now we are in Act 3. Act 3, it's not my favorite act. At least the early half. The first half of Act 3 is not great. It's tough to find stuff. There is a pattern to everything, but especially if you're new, the pattern is just not clear. And so it's just not, it's difficult. But, you know, play the game to play the game, right? So we're going to move...
Damn it.
I didn't need to talk to these people. So we're going to move through Act 3, see how far we can get with our Leaf Rune Word. But we are after... There's several quests... Where's our quest tab? Several quests that are optional, and then several that are required. So I believe the first 2 are optional, and then I think the rest are... No. The first 2 are optional, this one is required, and then this one is optional, and these 2 are required. Yeah. Yeah. And so we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to sort of gather up pieces of a weapon, assemble it in the cube, and we don't need to bother with him, and then move on. That'll allow us to open up the last little area to kill the boss. Where's my merc? There he is. If you ever lose your merc, you can teleport. I think we talked about this last time. You can teleport to get him back. Hello. These guys are annoying because they can be hard to hit sometimes. Alright, so I'm going to stay to the left, on the left side. Now the nice thing about these guys is there's a lot of monster density, so you gain levels pretty quickly here. That's a much, man. 17 to life. Actually, I will take that. I will take the extra life. That's worth it.
Not enough mana.
Alright, there's our first quest. Let's pick up this mana potion. Let's pick this up as well.
I am overburdened.
Can't grab it. Let's see if this is good for it. It's ethereal. Nice. So this is the base damage 12 to 32 plus cold damage. So this would probably give us more damage.
I'll put that to good use.
Extra 1 to 4 damage. Whatever, we'll take it. Come here. I think I need one more town portal potion, I think. Yeah, okay. So the first quest is the Gidbin quest, or sorry, Jade Figurine quest. I'll go over that in a second when we go back to town, but you get it from the first champion or unique monster you kill in Act 3. They drop a Jade Figurine, you take the Jade Figurine back to Deckard, and he says hey, take it to Mashif. He might know what to do with it. And then some more stuff happens. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take it to Deckard, and then Mashif, and then, yeah, take it from there. Alcor. But we're going to do that when we get back to town. I'm not going to go to town just for that. Because, you know, we're on a mission here. We got to catch Diablo. How many keys do I have? Am I good on keys? I'm good on keys. We got catch Diablo. We are looking for the Spider Cavern. That is where the next next quest will pop. I actually don't want the defensive shrine. I'd rather have the mana regen shrine. As you can see, my mana's moving up pretty fast. Oh no! Whoops! That was scary. Okay, so sometimes you might end up teleporting. I'll take the greater mana potion. Not that it makes a difference. But sometimes you might end up teleporting right on top of some enemies. And so you might take a lot of damage before you're even ready to. Alright, so Kalim's Eye, that's the next quest we need. Alright. That is part of the building, we're going to build a flail, right? And so it's like the eye, what else is it? The eye, the heart, the brain, and then the flail. And you put them together and it makes like a better flail, I guess. Take my armor shrine now since my mana shrine ran out. And then you use that to just throw that in there. You use that to like do another quest thing to open up the final area. Alright, so where did I drop my mana potions? Out here where I found that charm. So I'm just gonna pick them up in the same spot. Because I need one more, I guess. Right here, here we go. Yep, we're all set. Let's keep going. Free up my frozen armor, and we're just going to push forward. Need a better belt. So we need to start looking for a better belt. The other thing is they are hard to click on. These little guys, the flares, the whatever they're called, little dudes are hard to click on. There's my waypoint. So now that we've come across the waypoint, we can head back and do the Jade Figurine quest.
Great.
I'm just going to drop off everything here. Topaz. That's all we need. Oh, and the monies. Drop off that dough.
Back in Luke.
Yep. It says go check on with Mashif. Show him the figurine, and then we'll go check with him.
Well, praise you.
And so he gives us, in exchange for the figurine, he gives us a golden bird.
Hello.
We talked to Deckard about the bird. Now we need to go talk to we got to give the bird to Alcor. And then we return to him for a reward. You have to return to him twice. Alright, and he gives us a potion that gives us a permanent 20 life. We're going to drink that. Bam. Our life is now 242 max life. So very useful. You can do that 3 times per character if you do that quest. So Act 3 in normal, Nightmare in Hell. And so that's an extra 60 life, which is like, that's a good amount for just doing the quest. Just killing that first unique monster in Act 3. That's all you got to do. And return that figurine to Alcor. So easy quest to do, easy 60 health as you work your way through normal and Nightmare in Hell. let's keep going. I think we're getting pretty full on potion or scrolls of identify, scrolls of town portal. So. We're just gonna keep moving. Alright, we are gonna swap out healing potion for a greater healing potion. We're gonna start picking up the greater healing potions. Probably don't need this many potions, but I like to have them just in case. Drink that, move on. Oh, so I didn't even go around the correct side. That stinks. Diamond. Hear that cling of the diamond. You know you picking it up. That's the arachnid layer. We don't need to go there, so we're just going to move on. I should have stayed to the left here. As you can see, we're not even out of the first area, and we've already gained like half of our bar of experience in Act 3. So because there's just a lot of guys, you can get quite a bit of experience here. So a lot of people use it for like fast power leveling because the monster density is so high. And then later on in the game, you can use it for like rune farming, again because monster density is so high. It's a popular spot. Do I have enough? Yep, I'm full, so we can just move on. Hello. Hi, little guy. Bye, little guy. Bugs. Those bugs are annoying because they drain stamina, and in normal you just don't have a ton of stamina, so they are annoying. Annoying. Obviously, my merc doesn't need stamina, but I do. So. Oh my gosh. Cannot click on them. Let's drop that down. So again, teleport is really nice if you want to keep your merc kind of out of trouble. Like he's taking a lot of damage. I'm gonna pop this just so they don't bother me. You can keep him out of trouble, keep him out of the damage zone, get him out of the fire. So very nice. Mana potion. It's a very useful skill. It's just chews up your mana, and so until you sort of have your mana under control, it's just one of those things you got to deal with. Check that ring. +1 to mana after each kill. I'd rather have the 17 mana. Definitely need a faster cast rate. So let's talk about faster cast rate. Let me pull up the breakpoints. So faster cast rate is, so every character has a cast rate. It's the number of frames that it takes for them to cast a spell. And so the frames is a vestige of the original Diablo 2, when it came out back in the I think it was like late 90s, like 99 I think, or 98 or 2000, I don't remember, but it was a remnant of that when that came out, and because the original game was 25 frames per second. It was a flat 25 frames per second. You couldn't make it go any faster or slower. You could make it go slower if your computer couldn't handle it, but you couldn't make it go any faster. So it ran at 25 frames per second, and so each cast was so many frames, was X number of frames. And so every class has a different number of frames that it takes for casting. The Sorceress and, funnily enough, the Barbarian are the lowest base frame rate at 13 frames. So base frames, I can cast a little bit less than 2 things per second. I can make 2 casts slightly less than 2 casts per second. So that directly affects my damage, my DPS, right? And so my fire damage is 193 per 2 to 230, so an average of whatever that is, 210 or whatever the average is. I think it's like 210. Anyways, whatever that average is, times, however many casts I can do per second. And so if at 25 frames per second, 13 frames is a little bit under 2 per second, and so I can do about 400 damage per second with the fireball. 400 AoE damage. As I add faster cast rate items, so in this case I have a plus 10 to faster cast rate amulet, or not amulet, ring. I think that's it, except for my armor. Yeah, because I don't think this gives FCR. No. So I've got 10 faster cast rate to my amulet and then 25 faster cast rate to my armor for a total of 35 FCR. And I'll verify that here. Yep, 35. Oh, faster hit recovery. 35 faster cast rate, right? And so that increases the speed at which I cast things. Because the game runs in frames, you have to hit these breakpoints, right? And so if I have... in the case of the Sorceress, if I have 9 FCR, then that takes my cast time down to 12 frames, so just slightly over 2 casts per second. If I have 20, the next breakpoint 20, then it takes it down to 11 frames, so a little even faster. At 37 is the next breakpoint. My cast rate goes down to 10 frames, and so that's about 2.25 casts per second. And then the next breakpoint is 63 for 9 frames, 105 for 8 frames, and 200 for 7 frames. 200 is the cap. You cannot go over 200. You can go over 200, but it won't give you any additional benefit. And so for me, I have 35, so my cast rate is, I hit the 20 breakpoint, so my cast speed is 11 frames. And if I get 2 more, I go to 10 frames. If I get 5 more, it's still 10 frames. If I get 20 more, sorry, not 20 more. If I get 10 more, that takes me to 45. That's still, yeah, actually 20. 20 takes me to 55, and that's still 10 frames. So I need to get to 63 FCR to reach that 9 frame breakpoint. Ideally, most sorceresses go for a 105 breakpoint, and some will try to push even further up to 200, and that gives you 7 frames, which is better than, it's like 3 1/3 casts per second, which is really fast. It also helps with teleport, getting around the map, because you cast teleport faster. So a lot of people will really try to push for that like 200 breakpoint. 105 is almost like a necessity for Sorceress at high levels. At low levels it doesn't really matter, but there. At high levels, we'll just recharge our mana. You really want to hit at least 105, depending on your build. Now, I will also point out that the cast rate is different. Let's kill these guys. The cast rate is different for lightning and chain lightning as it is for the rest of the skills, every other skill on your character. So just something of note. it is slower. So you start at 19 frames, and your breakpoints are at different frames. I'll just heal up and grab that. Teleport here so I can get my homie. Let's go. So I'm just going to try to level up and find the next, we'll drink that and pick that up. Find the next waypoint. But you can see there's lots of enemies. And, on Nightmare in Hell, the enemies are even more dense. There's even more of them.
Not enough mana.
No mana potions. Wow. All that. They didn't drop a single mana potion. That's pretty crazy. Alright, let's check this Grand Charm. For the strength, we don't really need strength. I mean, it's nice to have, but I don't want to waste a whole Grand Charm spot for strength. Need some mana potions. I mean, I've got plenty in my inventory, so I'm fine. Honestly, what I really need is a better belt, so I might start looking for one when I get back to town. Ring, check that one. Lightning resist and magic damage reduce. That actually might be helpful. Magic damage reduction would be helpful. I think I want the mana, though. Lightning resist is pretty low at 14. Fire resist is only high because I have the fire resist shrine. My base resist is lower than that. Ooh, I might actually want the lightning resist. Because that would take me up to 21. And magic damage reduction. I think I'm gonna take that. That's gonna give me a hit to my mana, but you know, so be it. That just means I will be drinking more potions. Alright, we're almost leveled up. We do need to find our waypoint. Just looking for our waypoint. Is it in here? We're leveled up. Let's do some more life. Can never have too much life. Alright, so now, just like I told you, at level 22, we're going to put one in Blaze. At level 23, we're going to put one in Firewall. So that way, at level 24, bam, we can go into Meteor. So one here. This is, looks like this is not where our waypoint is. It is not. Oh, it is. Look at that. Alright, let's head back.
Never.
Alright, so he gives us our next quest. We can transmute these. Oh, why did I pick this up? I don't even remember. Oh, we dropped the Siverb's, whatever, Kujal earlier, so we could have had 2 pieces of that set. That's pretty cool. Didn't even realize I picked that up. That's pretty crazy. I did not even realize that I picked that up.
Good day.
I think we're gonna look for a belt. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want it here. I think we had talked about a belt. Just something with more slots, so it gives you +4 slots, but you can find a belt with +8, which will take this to, 1, 2, 3 rows, or +12, which will take it to 4 rows. 12 is the maximum. But that'll allow me to store more potions without taking up as much inventory space, which would be nice. The other bad thing about, besides the weird maps, is that the dude to repair is way over here. Way over here. Let's see. Armor does not have any belts. That stinks. Alright, he gives us the Gidbin quest. That quest will kind of get along our way to finding what we need, so we'll go back to our quest. We need to search for Kalim's brain in the Flayer dungeon, which is below the Flayer jungle, which is where we found our most recent waypoint. Below the Flayer dungeon.
Hello there.
Hello. Does she have anything?
Good
Below the
day.
Flayer, around the Flayer jungle is the place where we'll find the Gidbin. So we'll get it kind of on our way. Armor. She does have belts. 1 to life. Big life. Attacker takes damage of 6. It's kind of nice. I'm going to lose 1 mana and 5 life, like whoop-de-doo for that. Alright, we're going to take that. It's not great. But the 1 strength doesn't really make a difference. The 1 mana doesn't really make much of a difference. Instead of attacker takes damage of 1, it's going to be attacker takes damage of 6. We're going to lose out on 5 life, which we're okay on life. That's not a big loss. So yeah, I think we're going to keep that. That will now allow us to fill up some slots. So now we've got some more inventory space. 4 more inventory spaces. Useful. I think that's going to be about it. We are going to, I think, call it there. I think. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think that sounds good. Because we found our waypoint for the Flayer jungle. I actually think I'm going to pick that up. We're going to swap that out for that and just get rid of those. Yeah. Yeah. So that is our waypoint for the Flayer jungle. Sell that. Buy a big one. So we will find the Flayer dungeon in the next episode. We'll find the Gidbin quest on the way there. We'll get the Kalim's brain and keep trudging along. So thank you so much for being with me, and it's been fun.